right, hello and welcome back to Gamer's Remorse. Today we're checking out the game Outpost Siberia by IDW Games. This game has somewhat recently come under fire just for being so freaking difficult. And you know what? They're not wrong. I mean, there is a lot of randomness that kind of goes into the game, which, fair enough, survival games are like that, right? You never know what's going to come up. But at the same time, there's not a lot of ability to combat some of it, that eventually you aggregate the cards over time that help you get around it, but you still take the damage every round. Just to talk through quick gameplay, because we aren't showing a playthrough of it. I mean, arguably we could, but we aren't. On your turn, you basically have your character with some hit points in front of you, and you draw 2 cards from the Outpost deck, and they either have attack you can do to an item, or an item that you would put in the supply. Later you can use the items from the supply to heal yourself or deal with an event that crops up. Then you have your expedition deck, and that's where your enemies pop up, right? You might have a rabid Siberian lynx, or a swift wolverine, or a raging boar, or a zombie, or something outlandish like that. Sometimes there's good events, sometimes bad events. And then every time that a creature comes up, they hit you for so much damage. One of your teammates have to take a damage. Once one of you gets down to 0, you lose the game. But a lot of that, there's no way to avoid the damage. You just take it every time. And so you're depending on those life points or health packs to come up to keep you alive and sustain you. If they're at the bottom of your deck, well, you're out of luck. Yeah. And so I think that's where my problem comes down to it. It's just so random based on what deck you start out with. I guess, what are your thoughts, Brian? We've played it a couple of times now. What do you think?
Yeah, the first time we played it, I was sure I was doing something wrong. So I'm like, okay, I think you learned the game wrong. So then I read through the rules. We were not doing anything wrong. So either we are terrible at this game or it is truly nearly impossible. Or possibly the rules don't properly explain how it works. That being said, it's very simple. It's very easy to teach. There isn't a whole lot of decision making so much as, you know, the main barrier of entry is just really recalling what parts of each card impact you where.
Yeah.
You know, there's an aspect where we were playing it all 2-player, possibly a 3-4 player game, maybe more simple. I don't know. I've only played it 2 players thus far. But yeah, I mean, the rules are simple, the art is fun, the card quality is pretty good. It's just a matter of difficulty, which is interesting.
Right. I think changing the order of events would have worked well as well. So I think step 5 is draw from the expedition deck and then deal with what comes out of it. What if you drew on step 3, you got to see what was coming at you, then you could attack it before it hit you. Therefore, you could, try and reduce how much damage you get preemptively, rather than being tactical, like, oh, it hit me, I'm down to 2 health. Yeah. I guess I won't attack it because it doesn't keep hitting me. Yeah. Like, that just seems broken to me, thematically as well. I mean, if I have a raging boar in front of me, I'm not going to be like, you already did your damage, I'll worry about you later.
For the record, raging boar attacks every round.
Oh, fair enough. A swift wolverine, then, attacks me once and just hangs out.
And then just stands there and goes, hey.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, hey, 5 of me and you lose. Like, thematically, that's a little broken to me.
But at the same time, like, they can't have it keep attacking because then it would be even more impossible.
Fair enough.
It almost feels like a default flaw that can't be fixed thematically. So I think they just chose to ignore the theme for the sake of...
Sure, but I could see it coming, right? I should be able to attack it first and kill it while it's charging me. But I can't.
I just got a game idea. I'm not going to tell it because I'm going to save it for my game.
Was it just exactly what I said?
It's going to be called Outpost Iowa.
Ooh.
It's going to be great.
I would recommend talking to IDW Games about that idea.
All right, I'll see what I can do. But initially, I was excited kind of going into it. I spent a year in Russia. I have multiple friends that still live in Russia. Some that are even living in Siberia. So I'm like, this will be cool that I could tell them I played a game in their homeland. And now I'm like, I don't know if I want to tell them about this game.
It's a very pretty game.
Yeah, it is
the quality
pretty.
of components are top notch.
I like the way they did the cards. So you have the 2 different sides that do different things. There's just some stuff that I don't fully understand despite having read through the rules. So maybe a simple rule errata will solve the issues I have with the game. I'm not sure. But
Could be.
Now, all in all, I wouldn't say I'm like so disappointed that I'm gonna burn it with fire, but I am disappointed, I think. For lack of better phrasing.
Another really cool feature is what if when you killed a creature, there was some health value you regained by doing it. So you really had to like prioritize what you're gonna kill. That would be super interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, feel free to write all these ideas down for Rules 1.1 version.
Yeah. And you can send royalties to... you won't send me
Tom Vassal at Dicetower.com. No, all right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's a game that has potential. I'm curious. I know there's more games
Yeah.
in the survival series coming out, or the Outpost.
Outpost series. Yeah, Outpost Amazon.
So I'm intrigued to maybe take a look at those, see how they compare. But all in all, I think it has potential.
Yep.
I think that's where I'd put it.
Yep. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you guys later.